Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Putin offered his official answer on the proposed 30-day temporary ceasefire in Ukraine. And if you remember, I had two theories. One, they will reject it as it is, because they said if we agree to have a ceasefire, there's going to be regrouping and arming, and everything is going to be a respiro for you. So under those conditions, I said they will not agree. And I said they will probably say, yeah, we agree with that, but we need to do these things first. That's exactly what Putin said. I have here the conditions Putin set in order for the ceasefire. I would have Trump's reaction. I would have even the Prime Minister of Poland's assessment of that, and we'll have Zelenskyy's take on what does that mean. Obviously, Putin must not, could not, should not, may not be trusted. So, let me show you the first article. It's a kind of a chronological order. Ukrinform. Putin says Russia in favor of ceasefire, but there are nuances. Of course, this is an adult right here. Russian leader Vladimir Putin has stated that Moscow agrees in principle with a proposal to halt hostilities in Ukraine, but has put forward his conditions. We agree, and I'm quoting, with the proposal to cease hostilities, but this must be a proposal that ensures long-term peace and eliminates the root causes of the conflict, which is what? NATO presence. All right. So, in principle, they're okay with the 30-day ceasefire, he said. But let's see what else the Russians say. Russia Today, 13th of March, 2025. Russia ready for ceasefire. Right there, Putin. Such an agreement must lead to long-term peace, the president has stressed. I hope he's not going to fall in a trap. But no, because he's going to set some conditions. Must lead to a long peace. Okay. It says Moscow believes that the idea of the ceasefire is the right one. You see this? When you're going to hear anybody in the Western operative media telling you that Putin doesn't want, that's the evidence he wants. I have here, and I will upload it in the description below, where you can find the whole statement of Putin. All right? The address will be listed from Russia Today, if you can access it in your free country, which is not. All right, so what do we have here? He says here, we absolute support, he added. That's a quotation mark. That's from Putin, okay? We endorse the idea of resolving the conflict through peaceful means. Okay, are 30 days to be used to continue forced mobilization in Ukraine? To supply it with arms and to train the newly formed units, the president stated. Will there be any guarantees that nothing of that sort will happen? Should we just let them out after they committed numerous crimes against civilians, or will Kiev order them to lay down arms? So there are some requirements. And here, as Putin supports Ukraine conflict ceasefire, as U.S. envoy visits Moscow. I will read you Putin's demands, which are logical as hell. Next one. Putin lists guarantees Moscow wants for 30-day ceasefire. Of course. I mean, first, when you're going to hear these baboons saying, oh my God, he should accept it as it is. Why? What do I get out of it? Oh, you're a bad person. Well, in order for me to agree to something, must be beneficial to me as well. That is not beneficial to me. As you handed it to me. Ceasefire, and you arm them, you train them, you regroup, and then you say, okay, let's go again, let's start round 2. Thanks, but no thanks. The Russians are not baboons. The Russian president wants assurances that Kiev will halt military mobilization, soldier training, and arms deliveries. Logical as hell. And here it is. We also want guarantees. They're going to give you guarantees as they gave you in the Minsk 1 and Minsk 2 agreement, Putin, that during the 30-day ceasefire, Ukraine will not conduct mobilization, will not train soldiers, and will not receive weapons. That's it. The president pointed out the Russian troops are advancing along nearly 2,000 kilometers of front line, and halting military actions could disrupt ongoing operations. Ukrainian forces could use a ceasefire period to regroup, receive more weapons, and train fresh recruits, he warned. That's exactly what I said. All right. And he said, these 30 days, how will they be used? To continue forced mobilization in Ukraine? Question mark. To receive more arms supplies? Question mark. To train newly mobilized units? Question mark. Or will none of this happen? Putin asked. Next one. This is read in full Putin's statement on Trump's Ukraine ceasefire proposal. I will not read it for you. I will make sure that you have this, you can access it in the description below, in the description box. Russia is ready, the president has said, stressing that such an agreement must lead to long-term peace. And here is the full transcript of the Russian president's response. Here it is. He says, let's go to the first one. Before I assess how I view Ukraine's readiness for a ceasefire, I would like first to begin by thanking the President of the United States, Mr. Trump, for paying so much attention to resolving the conflict in Ukraine. We all have enough issues to deal with, but many head of state, blah, 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 blah. We are thankful to do because, secondly, we agree, this is the official transcript. Secondly, we agree with the proposals to stop hostilities, but our position is that this ceasefire should lead to a long-term peace and eliminate the initial causes of this crisis. Got it? I'm going to put this in the description below. Next one. This is from Ukrainska Pravda. Putin, we agree with ceasefire proposal, but some questions remain. Logical, the evil guy right there, right? Okay, Reuters. Putin backs US ceasefire idea for Ukraine, but says many details need to be sorted out. I think that's accurate. Next one. Trump tries to place the blame. Trump on Putin's statement. Hopefully, Russia will do the right thing. Which is what? Not that one, this one. This is bend over, take the pants off, and being like the... No, they've been fighting for 3 years. You lost. You can't impose anything. You want to fight? Let's go. Continue. So you have no aces. Nothing. All you have is just a war. And you've been raging it for 3 years. You want troops in? We got nuclear weapons. What's going to be, buddy? I think that's the conversation. And this guy's going to say, we'll do the right thing. I think he does the right thing. I think Putin did more than I expected, which is, but, he said, you know what? In principle, we are okay with that. That's fine. That's exactly. So he eliminated the guilt thing, like, we don't want peace. But we're not baboons. We're not children. Details. I mean, you just say, okay, we ceasefire, everybody, shake hands, play some soccer, and fuck. It doesn't work that way. All right? So again, but Trump, I think he's going to do the right thing. First, the proposal was a sleazy proposal, in my view. But it's good. It's a step forward. All right, let's go to another article. Ukrainska Pravda. Trump, Russia's refusal to agree on ceasefire will be very disappointing moment for world. What I told you, it's a guilt trap. That's what it is, a sleazy deal. They try to portray Russia as they don't want peace. Well, I have to remind United States of America that it was United States of America that moved its troops towards Russia and not Russia towards America. So, I think you're the aggressor. And in my books, if I'm right here minding my own business, okay, and you are over there across the Atlantic Ocean and across the continent, and all of a sudden you say, I think I would go over there. And you cross the Atlantic, and I'm pausing a little bit, and then you go to PAC, and then you go to PAC, and then you go to PAC, and then you go to the 5th expansion of NATO, and you go right here, and I'm like, what do you think I'm going to do? I mean, that's the logical, normal reaction. Then you say, you don't want peace. No, you are the aggressor. I mean, imagine a woman minding her own business in the street, and you got a bad-looking dude coming closer. And she's like, what's going on? And he comes closer and comes closer. And in the meantime, he starts unzipping his pants. What do you think she would do? Oh, okay. Or now what? And it's, hey, baby, where are you going now? And she's going to say, chick, come closer. I'm going to pick you up. Oh, my God, you're the aggressor. Well, you were unzipping your pants. What do you think we're doing? Just let it air a little bit? All right, let's move to the next one. It's very disappointing for the world. This is children tactic. I expected more from these guys. But hey, they work like in a bazaar in the Middle East. New voice. Tusk. This is the Prime Minister of Poland, the great country of Poland. Do you know where Poland is? All right. Slams Russia's unsatisfactory response to 30-day ceasefire. First, we don't care what Poland thinks. Second, we don't care what Tusk thinks. And we don't give a if it's satisfactory or not for you. Next. This baboon introduces himself as he's a big leader of something. He's not. Sorry to break the news. Next one. You want nuclear weapons, but I think you want it for something else. Next one, let's see. Ukrainska Pravda. Zelenskyy. Putin, he tells us what actually Putin is doing. Putin is actually preparing to reject ceasefire proposal. Why? Because he didn't get the garbage package the way they did it for them. I say, wait a second, let's open a cigarette. Oh my God, no. We need to talk about the details. Okay, so again, this guy talks like in a bazaar, basically. What should I tell you? This is it, my friends. What do you think? So when you hear the media and you hear the experts on the so-called legacy media, the operatives, when you hear the university professor, the experts, all these analysts coming on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all these guys, no, Putin is sneaky, Putin has a KGB training, and Putin is gonna... They are not honest. They are dishonest, intellectually dishonest. He said, we're gonna do it. I mean, if someone comes and tells you, I want your wife, it's not for sale. Okay, I want your daughter, well, it's not for sale. Well, how about I want your car? Well, maybe it's for sale, but hey, there's details. You don't want to sell it. It's the details. How much you offer, how much I'm willing to give it to you, what do you give me in return? I mean, for Russia, a ceasefire means zero. Everything that is just a kind of a moral a guilt building by these fuckers who actually initiated the thing in 2014, and not only, but trying to build guilt. The Russians are not going to fall for it, I hope, because you have to pick your audience. If you pick your audience for the adults, is one thing. These guys in the West pick the audience for the below 86 IQ, for the rubble, for the bottom feeders, for the baboons eating each other's fleas. So that's the audience. They're going to be very upset at work that Putin is the evil guy without knowing shit. Not knowing shit. Well, the Russians, they do not address to that kind of population. They address to something else. They're the adults in the room. I'm sorry. These guys are just some spoiled brats who really are throwing a tantrum, are very upset. They are losing, and they've been losing. Well, good. Again, Putin showed that he is way ahead of these guys' game. And Trump, again, he does the right thing. I want you, if you have never listened to Putin, ever, I want you to go and listen to him. Speaking freely, asked question, and speaking the way he formulates, he synthesizes, brings the information to come with to a conclusion. Versus Trump, I don't fucking know how the guy is a billionaire. I have no idea. Really. I mean, unless you know something about the world. I mean, I just watched another interview. He was with Mark Rutte, the garbage from NATO, in the White House. I listened to Trump talking about Greenland. I was like, he speaks like a toddler. He tries to be, evasive, and you don't know on which stand I am. And like I tell you, today, no, green, yes, no, be calm, hey, maybe up, down. Oh my, Emily is so... No, Emily is an imbecile. Emily is a fucking imbecile. This time Trump. Oh, with Greenland, yeah, we must shoot, yes, but the world... it's so impressive. How do you call it? It's unpredictable. That's how Trump wants to. I'm very unpredictable. I heard him one time. I like Trump, but okay. A lot of people say Trump is tough because he's so unpredictable. Unpredictability could be because you are unpredictable. Don't know what the fuck is gonna do next. Okay, no, it's not that.
I heard Trump and I'm very disappointed. I listened to Putin. I wanted to listen to Lavrov. I wanted to see how they make a point, how Putin makes a point. No difference. No difference, I'm sorry. No difference between the two over there, but big difference between the two. And these guys are really like in a kindergarten level. That's my assessment. You don't like it, I don't care. Read some books. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.